say
First, and
is
then Ademola.
I am not a believer in the borrowed robes of Western democracy.
Okay, go on.
I feel that Western democracy, and I'll tell you this: if you look at everywhere where Western democracy thrives now, they did not develop under a democracy. They developed mostly under a monarchy or a dictatorial government, and then democracy now took root. If you look at Singapore, that is usually the poster boy of being able to do a national transformation in 10 years. It wasn't a democracy that Lee Kuan Yew did. And if you look at everywhere now that is undergoing very rapid
For self.
economic transformation, from China to the Middle East, none of them is a democracy. Now, you see that borrowed robe of democracy for neo-colonial minds.
Development.
It's a toxic relationship. You see children in Nigeria now who are 3-4-year-old and they want to speak with a locally acquired foreign accent. They don't want to eat eba again. They don't want to eat fufu. They see everything African as inferior. You see, the borrowed robes of democracy give you some kind of superiority because you're wearing a suit and a tie and socks in the tropics of Africa. And I think it boils it. And then you're wearing a wig. And your brain
No,
is
the worst
fried.
one is that wig.
So now the
The
problem
worst one
with
is
that
that wig.
borrowed robe of
That
democracy
wig that the lawyers
is also
wear.
that it allows the worst of us to rule us. I'll give you an example. If you can go abroad and be a fraudster and bring in $5 million into Nigeria and contest for an election, you will win in your state, despite the fact that you've got nothing to offer that state. Now, the problem is that, she was talking about development plans. Most of our development plans now are even supposedly funded by new colonialists. The African Union wanted a building in Addis Ababa. China built it and bombed the entire place so that nothing could be said without Beijing knowing exactly what was happening. So we have created an Africa where you are to be born and then you go out and live your life somewhere else. But when you die, you want to come and die in Africa. You want to be buried in Africa. So we've had a lot of talk shops about Africa. I think we need doers. That's one. Most importantly for me is that we now need to craft our own system of government and governance that is different from this Western democracy because it's a lie. And I'll tell you why.
Hey.
The fear of God will enter you. So Adesoji,
Sister?
that comes back to what we were saying yesterday when we were talking about the fact that the system itself is corrupt. The governmental system that African countries have embraced itself is corrupt. That's exactly what that's exactly the point that he's making.